Hey guys, it's me Right Another Day, and I'm back with a follow-up on the review that I made on the WeePro anti-fog visor insert. If you remember, I installed that visor insert on this visor right here on my LS2 helmet. Now, I'm here to explain how and why that insert failed after 11 days. So let's begin. Okay, so let's find out exactly what happened for this visor right here to fail after 11 days. Well, there are two factors. The first factor was the adhesive, according to the manufacturer, was defective. So you see, when I was trying to install the visor insert, it had this plastic cover right here. It's the guide that you put on the front part of your visor, the outer part, to guide the main insert onto the inside of your helmet. So when I removed this using the red tab, as the instructions said, this part, I'll show you guys, this part right here, this cutout right here, I don't know if you guys can see that cutout, was supposed to stay on the insert right here to protect the adhesive. But instead of that happening, what happened was when I peeled the tab off or peeled the guide off, this part came off as well. As you can see, if you try to, if I try to peel off this protective coating for the adhesive, it doesn't actually get removed. The perforation of the protective cover for the adhesive doesn't really come off. So when you peel, using this red tab right here, when you peel this guide, the protective cover for the adhesive actually comes off as well. So that's one of the issues that I encountered. Second, since I accidentally peeled off the protective coating, part of the adhesive actually stuck on this particular cover of the insert or the guide. And I thought that's how you actually put on the guide on the helmet. Apparently that's not the case. You see these remove tabs right here? Yeah. I thought it was just, an additional sign. Apparently this covers another part of the guide. This is actually adhesive as well. And that is what you're supposed to stick on your visor, not the adhesive that's stuck on the protective plastic.
Flashback. End of flashback.
So yeah, that's how it happened. Okay, so I was able to contact Charmaine from WeeTect and explain the situation. I told them the visor failed after 11 days, and they watched my video on how I installed it. And yeah, that's how they were able to determine that the adhesive on this visor failed. So they sent me another one, a new one, which is already installed on this LS2 helmet. I installed it yesterday, and I'm going to show you guys how to properly install it using the visor on this helmet, which is right here. I'm going to install another visor insert, a brand new one, which was again sent to me by Charmaine. Thank you very much for again being so accommodating and replacing the first visor insert that you guys sent me. So I'm going to show you guys how to properly put on the WeePro visor insert so that you can make sure that the adhesive doesn't fail. Alright, let's start. this time, let's go through the instructions really carefully. So it says here, step 1, wash your hand, find a clean desk, and remove the positioning mask with red tag, which I already did. I placed a towel here just to make sure that I don't scratch my visor. Alright, and step 2, remove the remove label, install the positioning mask on the outside of your visor. You can adjust it till you feel comfortable. Alright, and this is the part where, again, I think I made a mistake. There we go. Alright, so what was supposed to happen when it said remove the remove label, I wasn't supposed to actually remove this part yet. I was supposed to remove this, the remove label here, right here, right? And install the positioning mask on the outside of your visor. So after removing these tabs, I was supposed to, again, just remove and not remove just remove the positioning mask and make sure that the adhesive cover or this layer right here stays on the mask. There's supposed to be a perforation here, and again, just like the previous visor insert, that perforation isn't really all throughout the protective cover. So my guess is when I peel this tab off to put on the positioning mask, chances are that the cover will get removed along with the mask. Alright, let's see. So I'm supposed to remove this first. The remove label. There you go, like so. Supposed to remove the other one as well. Alright, so that's done. And then, supposed to lift this tab with just the position. See, I told you that thing, the protective cover, got lifted off as well. Alright, that's supposed to stay. That's supposed to stay on the actual visor insert, but like what happened before, it didn't. So anyway, I'm just gonna set that aside, and I'm gonna put the positioning mask on my visor, like so. Okay, so after putting the positioning mask on the visor, like what I did, and again, I don't know if you guys can see that clearly, this part right here wasn't supposed to come off the visor. This visor right here wasn't supposed to come off. It was supposed to stay there until I was ready to put on the actual insert on the inside of my visor. But since it did, all you need to do is to handle the insert very carefully. Okay, making sure that you don't put your hand on the adhesive part so that you won't actually ruin the stickiness of the adhesive. Alright, now for the final, well, second to the last step, putting the actual visor on. Alright, that looks good. All we need now is use this cloth right here to apply the adhesive firmly to our visor. So all you need to do is gently wipe the adhesive part which are on the sides of the visor, and carefully press it down on your visor like so. Just go around it from left to right or right to left, whichever you prefer, making sure that the adhesive actually sticks onto the visor, every single part of it. What happens if you don't? Well, if you're on the road and it rains, and let's say you had your visor open, or you have your visor cracked open a little bit because it's warm, or it's getting really warm inside the helmet and you want to let some air in, what's going to happen, let's put this away. We're done with the positioning mask. Alright, so as I was saying, what's going to happen if a few drops of rain gets in your visor and the adhesive isn't actually put on the visor properly, and there are holes or bubbles between the visor and the insert, those drops of water are going to get in and they're going to ruin the adhesive. Well, eventually, not right away. It's going to seep through the visor and the insert, and you're going to have water spots all over, just like what happened to my previous visor when I installed it. That's exactly what happened. Didn't look pretty. Okay, so once you've made sure that the adhesive is firmly planted, and I advise that you give it a couple of minutes before you remove the blue label, right, or the blue tab right here, which is protective coating for the inside of your visor. Just give that a couple of minutes and I'll be back.
A few moments later.
Okay, so it's been a couple of minutes and I've made sure that the adhesive dries and sticks on my visor, and as you can see, the anti-fog insert is really on there. Alright, so now we're ready to remove the blue tab, which is here in the corner. Just carefully peel it off slowly. Don't rush it, so you might accidentally peel off the main visor insert. So while you're peeling this off, just make sure you have another piece of cloth to hold the main visor in. And I'm using a microfiber towel so I don't, or a microfiber cloth, so I don't scratch the inner part of the visor insert. There you go. Peel it off slowly. And there. And we're done. Now let's test it.
More moments later.
Okay, now that we're done installing the WeePro Universal Anti-Fog Visor Insert, which I'm going to show you, which is installed on my Scorpion EXO R320 helmet, and as you can see, fits perfectly, just like on my LS2 Metro visor. And this time I installed it properly and none of the adhesive actually came off or got stuck on the protective cover. And hopefully this time these inserts will last, as I was told, as Charmaine told me, it's supposed to last 3 years. And if any problems occur between now and the end of 3 years, all I need to do is let them know and they'll replace it for free. Okay, now let's test how effective this thing is. Alright. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Hopefully you can. So, as you can see, even while I'm talking in this warm, humid room that I'm in, which is my bedroom, there's no fogging that's occurring. I'm gonna breathe heavily into it. Yep, no fogging on any side or any part of the visor. Let me just get this helmet off. Alright. Okay, so to conclude, the WeePro Universal Anti-Fog Visor Insert, I must admit that's a mouthful. They should shorten that name. But anyway, the insert works. That's what's good about it. The visor insert works perfectly. And I have no issues with the insert itself. The only minor gripe that I have is that the perforation of the protective cover should be cut really well, so that when you remove the positioning mask, that won't peel off, so that you don't accidentally ruin the adhesive on the visor. But like what Charmaine mentioned, these two visor inserts that was sent to me are new and improved, meaning the adhesive was vastly improved, unlike the previous one that I got. Part of the adhesive, I think 50% of it, actually peeled off along with the positioning mask and the protective cover. So that's what caused that insert to fail. Alright, so at least now, when you buy your own, when you get your own WeePro visor insert, you'd be able to install it properly. And hopefully you get to watch this video so you can check the steps and find out how to properly install it without ruining the adhesive. Alright, so this is Ride Another Day, and hope this helps. Stay safe out there, ride safely so we can ride another day. Bye.